Welcome back. Now, reports have it that women make up 58% of Africa's self employed population and contribute around 13% of the continent's GDP. Women represent huge economic power and offer important consumer insight. Now, despite the impact that women provide to the growth of the continent, they are daily faced with a myriad of challenges. Some are the limitations imposed by culture and the society, others are side effects of gender inequality, and in some cases, these limitations are self-imposed. Now, in spite of all these barriers, how exactly can women take charge? How can they find balance in the new world? What does it mean for women to evolve? These are some of the questions that will be answered at the 21st Annual Conference of the Women in Management, Business and Public Service, WIMBIS. Today on Breakfast Central, we are joined by two representatives of WIMBIS. We have Folusho Gbadamosi, who is the Vice Chair, Conference Planning Group Committee, WIMBIS. Thank you, Folusho, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
And we also have Lorato Lekena Okoro, who is the virtual anchor for the 21st WIMBIS Annual Conference 2022. Thank you, Lorato, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
All right, let's start with Folusho. 21 years of running a conference is no mean feat. We've seen girl bands and boy bands fall apart after a few years of touring the world. What would you say is the secret to the longevity of WIMBIS and this community that you have built? And how important is it for women to be part of a community?
Okay, that's a great question. So WIMBIS was founded by 13 people, and the secret to the longevity, in my opinion, is a clear focus and a clear mission. When WIMBIS started, it was an organization created to catalyze women, in different ways. One of the ways is this conference that we're talking about today and other programs that is run as well. WIMBIS inspires, empowers, and advocates for women in so many different ways, partnerships with different organizations, local and international, and just very intentional strategies towards being the catalyst for women to, progress in society and be part of nation building. So in my opinion, it's really just having that clear mission, that clear purpose, and that clear vision.
And what would you say is, how important is it, Folusho, for women to be part of a community?
It is so important. I mean, being part of a community is something that for me is just like a no-brainer, right? There's so many things that we are able to achieve because we are seeing other women that are achieving it, because we have the support of other women. You always hear the phrase support when it comes to women, because women have so many different parts of them, everything from, having a family to running a business or working and, taking care of so many different things. So having a community really, really helps us, stand together and also gain that support that we need to progress.
All right. Lorato, let's talk to you. We know that WIMBIS stands for Women in Management, Business and Public Service, but I'd like you to give us further insight into the work that WIMBIS does and how women can get to be a part of it.
Thank you. So just like Folusho had already said, there are a lot of opportunities for women to basically be empowered, to be inspired, and for us to basically advocate for women to become more and better women in business and management and public service. So we have different programs at the WIMBIS, some of which include the WINCAP, the Women in Boards program. We also have the advocacy team that goes out to advocate, especially like in this time that we are in, to help, advocate for women to be more active in wanting to be in political positions or to help to support the elective process. We also have the roundtables that happen every month, which is a panels program where women can generally join the program, join the discussion, and learn something that would help them in their day-to-day and just generally become better people.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing all that. Let's talk again about the conference itself. Folusho, you're the Vice Chair of the 21st Annual Conference. How has that been for you? We usually see the end result, but we don't know the work that goes on behind the scenes. So maybe you can give us an insight into that. And what is the outlook for the conference this year?
Okay, so the theme for this year is Firing Forward, the Future in Focus. And I think it's such an apt theme for the year, considering all the things that have happened, within the last 3 years now with the pandemic, all the differences and changes that the world has gone through and all of that. It's always very, very exciting planning the conference, but beyond the planning is even the execution on the day, because we have so many amazing sessions, we have panels, and most importantly, we have opportunities to network. So what we were saying earlier about, building communities, women supporting women, connecting to like-minded people, you get all of that and more at the conference. So if you have not registered, go to wimbisannualconference.com. You can register there, or you can go to wimbis.org and you can get the links there as well. You can also follow us on all of our social media pages all of the access to conference information is on there as well. Wimbiz, W-I-M-B-I-Z.
Lovely. Lorato, ever since COVID-19, we've learned to explore the advantages that the digital world offers. I mean, a lot of us, many people have not maybe even resumed back to work. They're working from the comfort of their homes. Yeah. You're one of the virtual anchors for this year. Talk to us about the provisions that have been made for the inclusion of the virtual conference, or the virtual audience.
So yes, Oliver, I mean, you've literally said it all. COVID tried to pull us apart, where people thought that because they can't be in the same room with people that they cannot connect. But we have learned that, I mean, through the use of the digital age and the digital technologies that we have, we've learned that we can actually still connect. We can still do it virtually, and that's also one main agenda that having the hybrid conference is going to address this year. We're making sure that because we are not just a Nigerian organization, we are global. We have women across the world that we want to be able to touch, we want to be able to impact, we want the discussions to be able to get to them. That's why we're having that category of participation. So as someone who cannot be in the room, you are going to be included. You are going to be a part of the entire program. You're going to have the opportunity to also network and meet like-minded people. And that's why we encourage that if you have not already registered or you're waiting till the last day to register, that is going to be a mistake. You should get registered right now so that you can also get used to the app so that you will be joining the conference with virtually.
When is the registration ending? From what you're saying, I take it that the registration is still ongoing.
Yes, so it is ongoing currently, and it is going to end before the end of, like this Friday, I guess, before the end of the month, it's going to end so that we can close and we can make sure that we prepare for everybody that has to be included, everybody that has to be set up, just so that we have a neat experience on the day.
All right. And Felicia, would you maybe share with us the days that the conference is happening and any other details we might have missed out?
Yes, so the conference is happening next week, Thursday and Friday, which is November 3rd and 4th. It's happening physically at Eco Hotel in Victoria Island and virtually all around the world.
Absolutely. Look forward to that. And maybe I should ask you both, to share your Wimbiz experience with us. Now, I'm asking this because at the start of the show, we did talk about community, and that's something that I talk about a lot, the need to be a part of something bigger. Unfortunately, what we're seeing is that there have been conversations that are condemning. I mean, recently someone said to me, why is it that people are always doing things for women? Women, you don't include the men. And I said to him, go and do something for the men too that will include the men as well. But I'd like you to both to share your personal Wimbiz stories and how it has impacted you as a person, how being in a community has influenced your life. And I'll start with you, Lorato.
So for me, it has been impacting in the sense that it has helped me to connect a lot more with women, not just women that are around me, women that I normally would only be looking at from afar, and I'd probably been saying, oh, I wish that I could connect with these women. But being in the Wimbiz community has opened me up to people like that, even people that I probably wouldn't have thought about meeting, that have been helpful to my life, my business, and helping to improve me as a person. A personal experience that I have in terms of the discussion around we're only doing things for women. Yes, a lot of our programs are female focused. However, we are happy to have men join the conversation because, we have to co-communicate. We have to coexist. So men are welcome, definitely. But yes, a lot of the discussions will be more female focused.
All right. Felicia, you?
Great. So, there's an African proverb. I will not say it word for word, but the summary of it is, you can only go so far alone. Together, you can go way further. That has been my Wimbiz experience. I have been empowered beyond my wildest imagination. Many things that I did not realize were possible as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as a career woman, and so many other things I have been able to do. And so that is my Wimbiz story in summary.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Felicia and Lorato. We wish you all the best with the planning and the execution of the conference this year, happening on the 3rd and 4th.
Thank you.
To enjoy the rest of your day.